Hey everyone, so the old outdated Panda with gun logo and ident that ran on my videos from 2011 up until 2017 is finally being put to rest. It's being replaced by something much better. I honestly look back at this old one and question every decision I made. So now I'm going to go ahead and introduce the new ident, the new logo that will play with all my upcoming films, sketches, etc. So I thought it might be nice to look a bit at the process behind making it, how we ended up with what we've got. The first thing I did was I went ahead and created some mood boards, sort of a wall of inspiration. So based upon all of that, I created some options. Got this one here, which is really going for the rectangular comic book thing, and the way he's sort of coming out of the box. Was in an attempt to capture the kind of energy of the Turtles or Spider-Man or something. It's very comic booky. I wasn't too sure about it. I thought it might be a bit too complex in the pose. I thought it might be a bit much. Maybe it had a bit too much character in. So it was a bit hard to read. But just trying different options, I then created this one, which is the sort of insignia version. That was specifically looking at the Punisher, the Thundercats. Things like that, kind of creating a stamp. And I also included the shadow work of Mignola. Interesting note for this one, Panda is based on my soft toy panda that I've had for forever, and that's where the name Panda with Gun came from. So I took some reference photos for this one in very dramatic lighting, and here you can see a sort of David Lynch shot of my toy panda. So I wasn't entirely happy with this one either, just because it didn't feel very characterful, and it didn't have the guns in it, so it sort of, felt slightly confusing. It didn't feel like the character that the name suggests. He's not the panda with the gun. But what I really like is, I like the way it feels like an insignia, and I like the black and white. So from that, I basically decided to sort of try and merge these two options, and I'm really pleased with this one. I think this turned out really well. I like the kind of flow of the shapes and the way he kind of comes out in a circle from the gun. I think it's all really nice, and I think it looks really sort of appealing to look at. And finally, the font is a custom one. I hand drew it in Adobe Illustrator. So the first thing I did was I took some reference. Oh dear. So you can see I wanted him to sort of pop up, fires the gun 3 times, because that felt kind of rhythmically right. Based on that, I did the animatic, where I was drawing in the main poses of the motion, kind of looking at the way the gun flew back and then swung back to take the next shot. And then I've worked from that and did the first pass, which, as you can see, is much cleaner line work. It really cares about the form of the panda, and it's filled in all of the frames, not just got the keyframes. But of course, this isn't really what I want. I want it to have that white on black that the logo has. So I basically, frame by frame, traced over them on a new layer, creating white shapes that matched the line work. I animated every step of this in Animate CC, just because that's what I have, and that's what I know how to use. So the sound mix is pretty basic. It's got some whooshes as he comes up, and it's got some kind of gun rattling that I used a toy gun for, and just sort of rattling it in front of the microphone. So the gunshots are kind of explosion sound effects with a sort of laser filter on, combined with the cartoon sliding. So they're not at all actual gunshot sound effects. They're kind of this fantasy sci-fi gun, which I really wanted to do. I wanted to, make it fantastical and removed from sort of real world violence. So I hope you think the finished logo is pretty cool, and I hope you enjoyed this look at how it was all put together. You'll be able to see it in front of some videos very soon. I'm working on some stuff now that this will play with, so I'll see you then. Peace out, my hot dogs.